Let's talk about the new Urban Decay 24/7 Glaze-on liquid eyeshadows. First things first, this packaging is really cool. I really like that you can see the color through the frosted plastic. They do have a little bit of weight to them, and these retail for $26 each. It's pretty usual for Urban Decay, and I did receive these from Urban Decay for paid content, but this video itself is not sponsored. I wanted to do a long form video on these because I've had them for about a month, so I've been using them on and off, and I feel like I have a pretty good idea on how I feel about them. There's definitely some pros and cons. So I'm going to be showing you eye swatches of every shade, and then I'm also going to show you how I created this eye look, and I'm also going to show you some comparisons to some of their regular pressed shadows. Let's talk about the applicator because it's very unique. It's a bristle brush, and I've never seen this for liquid eyeshadows, and it is absolutely brilliant. It's really soft and it applies eyeshadow with such ease, and I love that it's very pointed, so you can really get into the inner corner, and you can also apply it pretty sharp with like a sharper edge because of that tip to it. And it's just really soft, so easy to paint these on with this brush. And you do have to make sure you shake it. You can hear there's probably a little ball in there to make sure that it coats the tip of the brush, and it does that really nicely. And it's a feature I really like because something I've encountered with other liquid shadows that have a doe foot applicator, it's just really hard to sometimes, especially once you've had it for a little bit, to get a really good amount of the product to come out on the doe foot. So this way you're guaranteed that every time you shake it, you're gonna get a nice little coating. I immediately fell in love with this applicator, and I kind of wish that every liquid eyeshadow from now on has this applicator. So let's take a look at the shades first, then comparisons, then the tutorial, and then I'll give you some of my thoughts at the end of the video. Sunshine Tax, Frost Boss, Space Cowboy Intense, Sugar Twist, Silver Spooning, and Traffic Jam. Definitely different levels of opacities going on here. For the most part, I think you can sheer these out, but definitely not this one. I've had a lot of streakiness with this one once I'm applying it to the lid, but it did swatch fine. I would definitely make sure you're shaking these before you go in on your lid. Sunshine Tax is a bright pink shifting to gold. Frost Boss is a bright blue that shifts to purple. It has a very sheer base, and it's not very sparkly. I do feel like some of these other shades are a little bit more sparkly. Space Cowboy Intense has an orange leaning base to it with a silver reflect. Sugar Twist is a very pale baby pink, and it also has a little bit of silveriness to it. Silver Spooning is a taupe with gold sparkles throughout it, and in some lights it does lean just a tiny bit plum. And Traffic Jam is a burgundy red. Not a lot of shine on that one. Top is Space Cowboy Intense, the Glaze-on liquid shadow. Here is Space Cowboy, the pressed version, and here is Space Cowboy Rides Again, and this one is from the quad. I definitely see quite a bit of difference between these two. I feel like the base is slightly more orange leaning, and it's way more visible in the pressed form of Space Cowboy. Also, you can see that these sparkles are much more randomly dispersed in the pressed version as well, while it's much more even throughout. That being said, I don't think the liquid shade is as sparkly as both of these shades. I feel like this new liquid version is basically a merge of these two, where we have this base, but we also have much more uniformity in the sparkles. Rides Again shade is by far the most sparkly. It's almost like, I feel like that one should have been maybe called Intense, and it doesn't really have as much of a base. It's a much softer base. And then here they are up close. I'm gonna first swatch the duochrome shades. These are so beautiful. I recommend shaking these, as you can hear that it helps to coat the tip of the brush, which again, I love that it has a bristle brush. I think that's really special and unique that I haven't seen before. And I'm just kind of painting it on essentially. It's just so easy. And you have to make sure to let it dry down before you open your lid, especially if you have hooded lids. If you don't, if you have deep set eyes, then it shouldn't be a problem. And then you can just take your finger and kind of spread out the edges just so you don't have a harsh line. So here is just one coat. I like to use this little fan to just help it dry a little faster, and that's the shade Frost Boss. Here is Sunshine Tax. This is a pink to peach to a little bit orangey gold. And you can definitely put on a thicker layer, but it's just going to take longer to dry. So I would keep that in mind. And then this way you can kind of see, you can get a harsher edge if you want. Or you can again kind of feather it out. So I'm just going to take my pinky You really just want to go over the edges to just kind of blend it in there. I turned up the lights on the side so you can see the duochrome a lot more, especially on this shade. And then this one I'm going to add another, and then on this one I'm going to add another layer, but it's nice that it's definitely more buildable. So you can go in and do like a super sheer wash. You definitely have a bit of work time, especially if you put on a thicker layer before it dries down. So here's the blue duochrome to purple. And with flash. And then this with flash. They definitely have quite a bit of sparkle once they're in a super bright light. But I do feel like this one's a little bit more sparkly than this one. Maybe just like by the tiniest bit. Next two shades are pretty opposite in color. So this is Space Cowboy Intense, orangey hue to it, while this shade called Silver Spooning is much more taupey. It's like a taupey version of the Space Cowboy. And so if you shake them, you get quite a bit of product, which you can either, you know, decide if you want that much or not. But you can definitely layer these. So I can definitely see a little bit of that warmish, brownish base in here. I'm just gonna kind of feather the edges with this brush. Again, this brush is just superior. I only want liquid eyeshadows with this kind of brush applicator. It is just superior to a doe foot. It makes it so easy, like you're just painting on the sparkle essentially. Okay, going in with Silver Spooning. This shade is such a fun addition. It's got almost like a slightly grayish tone to it as well. So it's like taupey gray, kind of like a mid-tone gray. Like, look at this. It's just so easy to put on. I do see like a little bit of a beige, light beige reflect to it, which really comes out once you kind of put on a bit. Space Cowboy Intense with flash. Silver Spooning with flash. This one is super sparkly. It does have a little bit of a shift to it, almost a little bit gold shifting. The last two shades are Sugar Twist, which is basically Space Cowboy but rosy, and then Traffic Jam is a burgundy. This is by far the darkest and the most opaque shade. Just gonna add on a little bit more so we can really see that sparkle. Now this shade, while it is most opaque, I feel like it's a little bit streaky and a little bit harder to use, and it's definitely a shade you would use with mattes because you're gonna get a harsh edge with this one. This one feels kind of a little bit random out of all of them, like just trying to put it on in some sort of way, but you can kind of see, you get the gist. I'm just gonna make like a little wing shape essentially. You can kind of see it's a little bit sheer out here on the edges, which is fine. This is definitely my least favorite shade. I also feel like it's not very sparkly or shiny. Here it is with flash. It's such a princessy color, like a very, very soft pink. And then this shade, I don't see any sparkle. For the look, I'm going to be using Silver Spooning, and I'm going to be using the Viseart Cool Matte Original palette because it has a lot of cool tones, and I think I'm going to go in kind of feeling like this shade right here possibly, and then maybe this one on the outer corner. So I'm just gonna start that on the outer crease, and I'm just blending inwards. This way I'm just putting down the majority of the pigment and then only blending whatever's on the skin inwards. so that it kind of feathers it out. And then taking the plum shade on the outermost corner, and I'm first just placing it down, and then I'm going to slowly blend it out. And just packing on a little bit more. And I'm going to go back in with a fluffier brush and just go over the edges. And then I'm going to shake this to make sure the brush gets coated. And then I'm just going to swipe that on. Basically, actually paint it on since it's more like a paintbrush. And I'm going to keep like a harsher line in here a little bit, just to kind of do a faux cut crease kind of situation. And then I'm just going to tap this out here so there's no harsh line. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more. And then I'm gonna make sure to wait for this to dry before I open my lid. So as I mentioned, I've had these for a month and I've been really rotating through all the shades and making sure to wear them throughout the day, different lengths of wear time. And for reference, I do have hooded oily lids. And I do think that your experience is going to vary a little bit depending on your eye shape. I think if you don't have hooded eyes or any sort of eye shape where your skin here doesn't touch the tops of your lid, so like a deep set eye, for example, I think you're going to have an amazing experience with these. I don't think you're going to run into any issues, because one of the first things I'm going to say is you have to make sure you let these dry down before you open your eyes, and they do take a little bit of time to dry down, which is both a pro and a con, I think, depending on the lid that you have and how much work time you like to have with liquid shadows. Especially if you have hooded eyes, you really want to make sure you put on a little bit and really let it dry before you open your eye. Otherwise, you're going to let it set with a crease already in the shadow. But that really goes for any liquid shadow. Of course, there are some that set down much faster than these. The other thing is, I think if you have deep set eyes, you will be definitely able to layer these on to be a little bit more opaque, a little bit more punchy. But I think if you have hooded eyes and you put on a little bit more, I think you're going to run into some issues with wear time. They might start crumbling in your crease just a little bit because there's just so much product on there and your skin is rubbing against it. So it's really, really common for a lot of liquid shadows, and I always recommend using a pretty thin layer. I think it's a nice variety of shades, and I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with a lot more later down the line if a lot of people do enjoy these. The only shade that I'm not a fan of is the Burgundy Traffic Jam. It's just, in my experience of putting it on the lid, and I put it on the lid 4 times now, it's a little patchy. It's a little bit harder to get it to be fully opaque. If you really love this color, I would highly recommend using this one over a shadow. As for the other shades, I think these are really great one and done types of shadows. I think these are great for using a matte in the crease and putting these all over the lid. And my recommendation to you is going to very much depend on what kind of shades you see yourself using a lot. I love that they have a more taupey, sheer kind of version of Space Cowboy, because I think this one is something that they're missing with their Munda shadows. There's not really a shade like that. They have Lithium, they have Diamond Dog, but they're more brown. This one is a little bit more kind of silvery. It's just really interesting. I love this one. I think this is one of my favorite shades. Overall, I do think these are less shiny and sparkly than their Munda's counterparts. I do wonder if it has something to do with them being in a liquid form. I do have liquid eyeshadows that are much more sparkly than these are, which I do personally, based on my preference, wish that they were even more sparkly. I wish they were the same level of sparkle as the Munda shadows, and because they're in liquid form, there is no fallout. I did not experience any fallout with any of these shades, so that's another pro, and the level of shine is really a pro-con depending on what you're looking for. Also, sometimes I've noticed with liquid eyeshadows that they tend to look very, very wet and shiny and sparkly because they haven't dried down yet, and then they do just dull out a little bit once they're dried down, which I think that makes them extremely wearable. And again, plus the benefit of no fallout is also really great, because I have a lot of fallout with the Munda shadows, unfortunately. Even with the glitter glues, I think these are great for every day where it's gonna look like you put in some effort, but you're able to just get out the door pretty quickly. Of course, depending on if you have hooded eyes and you have to wait a little bit longer for them to dry down. But again, my favorite thing about these is definitely the applicator. I cannot praise this applicator enough. It is so amazing, such a pleasure to use, and I've been wanting to use them because of the applicator, because of how easy it is to swipe these on and how comfortable it is. I feel like sometimes doe foot applicators can feel a little bit stiff and just a little bit harder to really spread the eyeshadow. These make it so easy, and it's also a big pro because of the pointy tip. And you shaking it, you're gonna really make sure you're gonna get your use out of what's in here. You're going to be able to control how much you put on. So overall, I'm really enjoying these. I wish they were a little bit more sparkly, and I would love to see them come out with some more duochrome, maybe more sparkly kind of iridescent shades. I would be very surprised if they didn't come out with one of these as the Solstice shade from the Moon Dust eyeshadow. So let me know in the comments below what you think of these. What shade is your favorite? Do you plan on picking any of them up? And that's everything for this video. If you enjoy this kind of content, I have lots and lots of videos up just like this, and I'll put those up on the screen. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.